that they would be taking.
Oh, the Mid-Eastern people.
Right.
They, they like the garlic, I like their food. But garlic is an ancient herb. They were using that back in Egypt, thousands of years ago. The garlic, the cucumber, the garlic, the leeks, that's an ancient herb that they were eating when they were out. There wasn't like really running water in a lot of places, so that garlic still, it maintained people's strength and their health, because it gives you, I don't really like to use the word immunity, but it would build you up.
Yeah, build your immune system up.
Build you up, yeah. So you weren't prone to catch any and everything. The garlic.
Yeah,
and it still does it. The garlic is still good.
Oh yeah, because it will. You won't have to worry about no colds. That's the last thing you have to worry about. You taking that garlic. I'm telling you, it eliminates cold. Even people who have had the flu, I've seen it eliminate that.
Yeah.
So it's good for a lot of things. But you just have to be mindful, and you have to make a decision of what you want to do. You don't mean to offend people, but there's things like parsley. They used to say parsley was one of the things that would eliminate the smell. Now I don't know if parsley still works like it used to, but I know I used to use it, and I'm probably gonna have to go. Well, I still use parsley, but not much as I used to, because now I have pure peppermint, and I got it in a little spray bottle, and you just spray a little bit of that in your mouth, and that will eliminate the smell, the odor. But I put it this way: I rather for you see me with it than see me without it, because it has helped me maintain my health throughout the years.
Oh yes.
I'll go around people, and they be sneezing and have different contagious disease, and I never have to worry about that.
I think sometimes those diseases, still with the vaccine, a lot of people are taking right now. They're pushing that flu shot and they're pushing that pneumonia shot, and a lot of people are getting hospitalized as a side effect of that. Those vaccines. And if a person is taking that and it's gotten them to the point where they need to be hospitalized, they are contagious because of what they took. So if you're around that and somebody is coughing and sneezing and they've taken those vaccines and you're inhaling that, you can very well catch that from them. They say it's the other way around. No, you can catch that from them because they've already taken that virus, man-made virus.
Yeah, it's just the opposite of what they've been telling us.
Yes.
They tell you it's a preventive, but if you are taking the flu and putting something in your body where your body never had it, well then it lays dormant in your body. So when it do activate, you never associate that with the cause.
Yes.
And people just don't. I thought about that because I remember we used to talk about different things like that, and you get away from it, and then you tend to forget about things like that. But it's very important.
It's important to see what we take in, what we eat constantly on a daily basis, and what we drink, because if there's something in there, like the additives that they're always adding, ingredients and things, and what happens over time, these ingredients accumulate, and once we get them in the body, that concentration somehow is stored in different areas, in your knee, in your toe, in the bladder, in the colon, in the heart, anywhere. So a lot of the stuff that we're taking in, unbeknownst to us, it accumulates, and over time it is going to have a reaction because the body want to try to move it. So it'll probably cause a boil or hardening you know, or lesion, or even tumor. But that's because we have been taking in things that were not food. It was mixed with the food, but it wasn't food. And then even now, some of it is not food anywhere. It might look like food, it might smell like food, it has the chew of food. But when it gets in the body, whatever they had made it out of it, it goes back to that. You know, if it was plastic to start with, then it's going back to the plastic or to the coal tar that they made the plastic out of.
Yeah, you're absolutely right because I noticed one thing when you go to the fruit market, just about all your fruits now are seedless, and which I can't stand. You can't tell the difference now. They have perfected the taste, imitating real food.
Yes.
Because I know when you are like grapes, they got only one grape out there, I think, that has seeds in it. All the rest of them are seedless grape. But the taste is almost identical. You can't really taste them apart. But the seeds are the ones that we need to, that the Creator put here for us, so it can replenish itself. Those seedless grapes, how do they make them? They don't reproduce themselves, so they got to be doing it in the lab. So what are they putting in these? We don't know what we eating. You know,
right.
We don't know what make up this seedless grape that tastes and look just like a grape. I mean, you can't tell the difference, but it don't have no seeds in it. So how is it replenishing itself? Somebody made this in the lab, and of which I love grapes now. Don't get me wrong. That's one of the things I'm pissed off about because I love grapes. But when I can, I get the ones with the seed. I buy them in a bunch, and I juice them. Matter of fact, I still do a lot of juicing. Apples, oranges, whatever kind of fruit I got. That's what that's what I use. Them blueberries you gave me, I'm gonna do them this either today or tomorrow, because that seemed to be the key to my health. Because one thing it does, it makes it light on my digestive system because it don't really have to do any work because it's already to its lowest form that it can get to when you liquidize it. So it has, and with my digestive system, my bowel movement, I can tell everything is a lot different. And when I stop taking and stop juicing for a while, you can tell the difference. Physically I feel all right, but I can tell the difference in the way my bowels movement is and other things. It has been a blessing to me.
Yes, it has. I did want to mention about olive oil again. That cold pressed extra virgin olive oil. It's oil of blessing. Because of the ingredients that we're eating daily, enriched and fortified foods, most of it is enriched with iron. We'll still talk about that iron. Iron is a metal, and it does rust wherever it is, if there's moisture there, even in your body. And so this olive oil kind of lubricates and slows down that process. It's a food. Olive oil is a food, and it's something we should eat daily. It should be in our food. If it's not in the rice or the grits or the oatmeal, you don't have to saturate it, where it's just running on it like butter, but you need to have a couple spoons of it daily to help stop some of the oxidation that's occurring in our bodies. And you would notice if you're doing this after a while, different aches and pains will diminish. You'll see more improvement in movement, and a lot of discomforts will go away. It's a food. And we need to take that in more, being that the foods that we're given got all this iron-based powder in it. We need to be really alert to this, so you can avoid the problems that'll come later from it.
Yeah, well, that's one thing I've been taking for years. The olive oil, cold pressed virgin extract olive oil. I've been taking that for I can't remember, over 20 or 30 years. And, you know, and I usually go down to the Eastern Market, and Gabriel's down there. He usually have it in the gallons,
Yes.
half a gallons, and he have different kinds. And I usually get 1 gallon of olive oil, and then I pour it in my different jars. And like every morning when I get up, if not when I get up, before that day is out, I make sure that I have some olive oil. And it seems to, I know it helps lubricate my body, because I remember one time I got away from taking it every day like I normally would do. And I noticed when I went to bend down or to do knee bends, I can hear cracking.
That's right.
You know, I thought, oh, this ain't happening. I know what I got to do. And when I started taking the olive oil again, it went away.
That's right.
And it was, you know, you can hear the cracking. It wasn't no pain or nothing.
That's right.
But you just can hear the cracking in your joints. And when I was doing the leg bend, I would bend down, I can hear my bones or whatever cracking. So I continue to take it, and I'm not going to stop taking it, because it seems to it has blessed me all these years, and I'm going to continue to take it.
I noticed when I was doing public health nursing, making home visits, especially in the Metro Detroit area, I was all over. You know, even up in Monroe, you know, Pontiac, different counties. But I noticed the different nationalities, mainly the Mideastern people, the Arab people. I didn't see the same diseases with them. Their movements and that, or the same complaints that the American population had. You know, because they continue to eat their native foods, and the olive oil is a big part of what they eat, and how they fix their foods. But so I rarely saw the different problems, or the bones cracking with them, or the stiffness, because the oil keeps them lubricated. Even the elderly,
Yeah.
you didn't see that. You know, you know, over in Hamtramck now, as you go and you see some of the elderly there, you don't see all the wheelchairs and the all the assistive devices. You don't see that. And they walk. You see them walking, but they kept their diet. You know, they're not ashamed of their foods.
Yeah, it's very smart.
You know, different nationalities, they're not ashamed of what they eat and what they've done. Olive oil is usually a part of it. And so a lot of the health issues they don't have. Don't everybody have health issues like the so-called African American?
Yeah, we prone to everything.
You know, we prone to everything because we ingest anything. That's why we're prone to it. We don't really know what we're eating and drinking. And just because it's advertised, that don't mean it's safe and good for you.
Yeah,
especially
right.
that. And these people don't just eat and drink anything on the market. They don't buy it.
No, they don't. They have their own liquids and different things. When you go to their stores, they have their own different kind of drinks, and you know, they just have their own
juices
and you know, and that apparently makes a difference.
That's right.
Because like you say, you don't see them. They don't have the same.
I did not see them having problems like us. Actually, I didn't see when I first finished nursing. I rarely saw us. You know, in the 70s, I rarely saw us with these kind of elements at the time.
Well, we got a few callers here. I think I'll let them join in on the conversation.
Okay.
Hello, you on there?
Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday.
Hey.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I love it I love you guys. I love you talking about health. 'Cause you know the day is here that we know not the season or what we eating. And they're talking about now they're going to start creating meat in the laboratory. So you think your fruits and vegetables, some of them are being laboratorized. Now they're talking about doing more to the meat in the laboratory. So, you know, and the sadness and the sickness is that's why it's so important for us to have our own property and our land. So we know what we're growing. We know the soil. We know if there's pesticides being sprayed all over the food and the vegetables. And I think we need the meat completely because we definitely, I know we ain't ready to farm and raise and feed no animals. So we definitely don't know what we eat when we touch that meat. You agree?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, it's something else out here. So, yeah, thanks for continuing to encourage us to research and understand you are what you eat. So when you can't get up in the morning, you're sluggish, you're sleepy, you're mad, you're sad, and you're sick with all these diseases, just know it's got to be the diet.
Yeah, she was saying about the meat and the different things that we was eating. She just was emphasizing what we was talking about, and she was talking about they talking about doing the meat like that.
Laboratory, yeah, they're gonna put it in the laboratory. Yeah, but also it's called Cure for Cancer. If you look up Cure for Cancer, they've been poisoning the meat. So I think it's been time for us to give up on the meat. I know it's hard. It's hard to even think about, but yeah. If you want to have good health and good memory, I think there's a lot of things we're gonna have to let it go.
Yeah. You know what? I did let go of meat a long time ago. You know.
Oh, good for you.
Most of the things, the only thing I eat a lot with chicken. That's meat too, and fish. But like the beef, I haven't. Very rarely. I run across, you know, if I'm out somewhere and they have it and, you know, that's all they got, I might eat a little bit then. But other than that, I don't eat very much meat.
Because not only have they poisoned they're spraying all over everything, but even the contamination in the, we worry, you know, the seafood is not safe anymore. The fish may not even be safe anymore. So it's most definitely, until we get into the industry and clean it up ourselves and build our own, you know, food production, then we definitely can stop putting it in the hands of others. Stop trusting others. Because we already know and seen what they got for us. It's called population control. They want more of us to go. Thank you for taking my call. Love y'all.
Love you too. Yeah, you're absolutely right. It is that is a way of population control by taking our health. As Gloria always says, you know, they tell us that they giving us health, but actually they taking our health because
that's right.
You know, most of you know, when you come here, you don't come here with disease.
That's right.
You come here just fine, and then after you get here, according to your diet and different things that you eat, you develop all these disease ailments. I got a couple more. You said something that got the people interest because the phone was lit up.
What is somebody on there?
Go ahead.
What has changed is the tampering they're doing with us. Now we're born healthy, because you know this is what the Creator. But if you're taking stuff, and you're carrying the baby, whatever mom get, baby get. So if she's not watching her diet or she's taking all kinds of medication, the baby is going to come here with problems. Not only that, right after the baby is born, they're giving the baby shots. I mean, as soon as they wipe them off, they're giving us, I mean, they're not even getting permission. They're doing the shot. You know, So we're getting a lot of stuff we're not paying attention to. Then the next thing you know, the baby's born is got high blood pressure. A newborn, high blood pressure.
Yeah,
Baby born is got diabetes. You know, what gave it to see? There's a root cause to things. Things don't just happen. So it's a root cause. Sleight of hand. Somebody's done that before you realize it. So the baby comes and's got problems and nobody can figure anything out because they didn't see what the mom had taken as the baby was being developed in her, and they didn't see what might have been given to the baby at birth.
Well, let me take a few more calls.
I can't hear them. I can't hear their questions.
You can't hear the questions?
No.
Well, I'll try to repeat it.
Okay.
Unless an engineer could do something about that.
All right.
Hello, you on the air?
Good morning to both of you. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, I wanted Gloria to please address in detail this business of this blood pressure medication. It's driving me nuts. I'm a healthcare professional just like she is, but I do declare, I really do, it seems to be that everybody is on, particularly black folks, on 1, 2, 3 blood pressure medications, and it seems to me they have more strokes and heart attacks than anybody else. You know, probably more so than people who aren't on it. And I don't know if she's experienced that in her, you know, out there in the field, but I don't understand it. I mean, they're taking all this stuff and they still keep having all these strokes and stuff.
Well, yeah, that's true, because a lot of things that they say preventing it is really causing it.
You
Her
bet.
question was, Gloria, that high blood pressure,
Mm-hmm.
that there seems to be more of it than it is less of it with all this medication of the that they prescribing to prevent it.
Can she hear us? I don't think she can.
I lost my sound.
Okay. Let me see.
I'm willing to repeat it if I have to.
Okay.
Okay, I'm back. Did you get that, Gloria?
About the blood pressures, even though
Yeah,
they're taking
what I
more
was
medicine,
saying,
it's still to be going up.
Yeah.
Well,
Because
people are seeming
For
to
some
have more
reason,
strokes
after
even when they
you've
take this
taken
stuff.
excess medicine, for some reason, it'll start causing the problem that you are trying to get rid of. It could be toxic at that point. Sometimes people need to get off of it. Just rest the body, rest, the blood, and just get off of it for a while so that you detoxify yourself. Just, they used to do that periodically. They would take you off all medicines
Well, go ahead.
and kind of just wait and see how your body balances out.
Okay.
Then they might add one and see how your body react, and maybe another. Because of the greed, people are on medicine continually, like 365 days a year for years. And so it comes to a point that medicine is just accumulating in their body and causing all other kind of problems.
And you know what else I want to add is they seem to put black people on more blood pressure medication than the other races of people. Like generally, most of my patients are on like 2 to 3 different medications, blood pressure medications. They're saying, that we're more thought sensitive, we're more this, more that. I mean, we even had a conference on it. And I'm going like, why? Why are we on all this stuff and everybody isn't on it? Everybody else isn't on it. It doesn't make any sense. And next thing you know, they get more strokes, more heart attacks, diabetes, which is secondary to being on that stuff too. Generally, if you stay on it long enough, you'll end up being a diabetic too. Is that right, Gloria?
I didn't quite hear all of that.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, again, being on all those blood pressure medications end up making people have diabetes and also certain types of cancers, too.
My
Can you hear me, Carl?
I can hear you probably a
okay.
little better than she can.
Okay. Because it was rather important what I'm saying.
Okay, go ahead now.
Now, I am saying that being on all those blood pressure medications eventually get people into diabetes and different types of cancer as well.
Yes, because of the accumulative effect. That's right. Where does all this powder have to go? So once it go inside the body and it doesn't come out, these areas, localized areas, are going to enlarge and harden, a nodule or whatever, and it would be filled with these substances.
And of all, the big one is dialysis. I have very few patients that are white people that are on dialysis, but doggone it, almost everybody black, as long as when they stay on that stuff year after year, like you're saying, they end up going to dialysis because they're in the kidney failure.
Well, that's right, because that stuff is going to damage your kidneys. Your body is trying to get rid of all this powder. I'm going to keep saying powder. And it's corrosive.
I lost my sound.
It's oxidizing wherever it is. I think that the body is responding to all this mass assault from all this medicine in the blood going all over the body. And the body is responding, so if some is going to one organ more than the other, or going up more toward the head, neck, brain, eyes, ear, nose, throat,
yeah,
okay, the damage is going to do, because it's accumulating, and then it's going to get into like little concretions, or it's gonna accumulate little concretions. It'll be little hard masses in areas, and it's going to do some blocking because it's there. And over
so
time,
that's why I like, to tell people if they have, seniors in their family, to watch it. Those doctors piling all that stuff up on the older people like that, because I don't see anything positive coming out of it. They seem to get sicker, quicker, and I'm not telling anybody to get off their blood pressure medication, but it's got to be another way to manage that. I think, just like you said, when we're born, we come here perfect. And as we start to get older, of course, things are going to deteriorate. A person that's 80 years old, why do they need to have a blood pressure of 110 over 60? That's for some little kid or something. I mean, as we get older and our vessels wear out, of course you're going to have a higher pressure on the vessels. It makes sense to me that it does that naturally. So why do we try to suppress it? I think that's what the problem is.
Well, the problem is we don't understand the things that are good for us. I've talked about it on this show a number of times. There's a natural blood pressure regulator. 1 part garlic, 1 part ginger, and 1 part cayenne. And that's a natural blood pressure regulator. That's something I've been taking over the years. You don't have to go take them blood pressure pills. I mean, this is something natural. It works with your body. You don't have no side effects, and it works.
The other thing is the worry and the fear. We're so fearful. That has a lot to do with your blood pressure. We're afraid.
Oh, yeah.
They're giving us misinformation every day, all day. It's a constant bombarding you, so that you're distracted continually. And so they want people to worry. They really do. We'll call this number. We'll call and ask your doctor to give you this. We'll call and ask, why should you be taking anything at 80 and 90? What is it doing for you?
Exactly.
I talked to a lady the other day, and she was on no medicine. Then these doctors that make the home visits, she's on 6.
And she wasn't on anything before that?
Anything, and doing very well.
Wow. Well, you know what? I'm going to get off here, but I want to share one more thing with you in terms of that, too. I had a patient who, talking about stress and everything and how things bother you, Donald Trump was on TV, okay, and he was on there doing this thing, clowning or whatever, and we took that man's heart rate. It was like almost 200 by watching Donald Trump. So we told him, hey, turn him off. If he bothers you and affects you that much, you need to not look at this man.
That's right.
So that was the remedy. Instead of giving him something to suppress his heart rate, we just said turn him off.
Turn him off.
See, it's but that
avoid
kind of
listening
stress.
to 'em. Yeah,
If
don't
you're a
listen
black
to 'em.
man in this world, you got to worry about the police stopping you and killing you and beating you up and living in certain neighborhoods where pit bull dogs might. I mean, we have a lot of stress on us anyway as black people,
Right.
and so we have to learn how to kind of, negotiate that and get around some of these stressors too.
And shouldn't have that kind of stress at your
We
home.
shouldn't.
You should be able to relax without all that bombardment there.
Absolutely.
So that TV need to be off if they're going to be talking all that crap.
That's right.
I don't have a TV.
I can understand why. 'Cause it's definitely nerve-wracking.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for your talk. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks for doing it here. We got another call here.
Okay.
Hello, you on the air?
Good morning, Carl,
Good
Gloria.
morning.
How are you guys doing?
Doing just fine.
Thank you.
Good. Step Chief. Hey, look, Carl, you guys got a good show. It's very informative. Now that we've all gotten up in age, we definitely have to be concerned about our health. But if you don't mind, Carl, I'd like to make an announcement.
Go ahead.
Detroit United LLC is hosting its second call to action this Saturday, March 9th, 2018. Historic King Solomon Baptist Church, 6100 14th Street at Ferry Park. Hours 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. We're trying to get as many retirees involved, because we haven't heard anything about the retirees. The government hasn't said anything about making the retirees whole in terms of their pensions, in terms of their annuities. The state and the city supposed to have surplus. So, I know they talk about the roads and things like that, but we need to be in Detroit. We need to be talking about our retirees and creating a better quality of life in Detroit. So we ask folks to come out and engage in the advocacy and demand for a better quality of life. We're asking the folks to come out, sign up for a committee or group so that we can also identify candidates for elected office for vetting purposes, candidates to advocate and promote the interests of the people. Questions can be directed to Lori Park at 313-492-6774. Kenny Candleman Holloway at 313-778-0979. Myself, Fred Wayman, 313-399-8290. Again, we need the retirees coming up. We also need young people. Young people are important because they are our future, and that's why another reason we're laying the foundation, financial base and a support base for young people who may have interest in politics. I also ask that the viewing and listening audience Google the definition for community benefit agreement, because what's happening is the mayor is putting out there this Chrysler project. They're looking to have a community benefit agreement, but he's also talking about city ordinance, and there's a big difference, and it's obvious from the meeting of the day on the east side where the mayor was in attendance. People really don't know what they're getting. Definitely, what the mayor is espousing is not community benefit agreement.
Well,
So, hey, thank you for your time. Again, we need the people to come out May 9th, historic
May
King
9th,
Solomon Baptist Church from 4 to 6 p.m. what
You
it's
say
called.
May
Act.
9th or March 9th?
March 9th, 2019.
Okay. It's called
Right.
action, huh?
Call to action. This is our second call to action. Yes.
Now, what is the topic going to be about?
Laying the foundation, building legacy and wealth. Overall, we're looking to improve the quality of life in Detroit. That's number one. And we're laying a financial foundation and a base of support for candidates seeking elected office in Detroit. Candidates who advocate and promote the interests of the people.
Yeah, I agree that we need to do something about our supporting our candidates, but I don't think we need a corporation to do it. I think we could do it another way.
Oh, yeah.
That is very, it is desperately needed. But I'm glad you brought that up, and thanks for that information, because I said that I was going to say some things about Duggan, because last week when we was talking about it, it seemed like we got distorted. It seems like every time I talk about that, the mayor, seems like we have a problem. And,
Yeah.
people,
Well, let me say this, Carl. You know, Detroit 33 years behind. In Erie, New York, the community came together, put the financial resources together. They had a lot of the same problems that we're faced with in Detroit today. And so they identified there were 29 elected positions. They identified 29 candidates. When the election came down, out of 29 positions, this group won 16 of the 29 positions. And this group was made up of community leaders, block club presidents, and the name of the group, believe it or not, was Grassroots Incorporated. So the template is already set. It's just that we have to have will to make it work.
well, it'll work. You know, you just gotta be consistent. You can't start
Absolutely.
and stop. You gotta be consistent, and you gotta stay involved with the system. You just can't vote and then just think you can leave it up to the individual. That was a time when that was true, because you trusted the individual, and most of the time they was trying to do was in your best interest. But those days are gone. Most of the politicians that goes in there are gone, and that despite what they say is for their own particular person. You know, they're not really concerned about the people, although they say they are, but you can tell by the way they conduct themselves. You know, like we got this charter going on right now, which is very, very important. And it is the turning point in history, depending on what we do with that charter. The charter can help us hold our officials accountable, but it won't do us any good if we don't do one thing, which I keep repeating, and that is we have to put the charter back into the oath of office. When it was in the oath of office, we had less problems than what we having now, and people don't seem to visualize or understand or remember that. I remember when we had at large. When we had at large, we didn't have districts, and they had tried to come at us 3 or 4 times to bring about a bankruptcy. That never happened because we had Bella Marshall. Bella Marshall, she was a financial whiz, and she kept the books. And I remember they come here 3 times trying to find something wrong. They couldn't find anything. Well, after she passed, and they went to districts. District is where we had problem with our water, our lights, and everything. All the problems that we have came about after we got districts. So those people who are out there who keep talking about districts and keep talking about how great they are, really not looking at the big picture. They don't understand. They're only looking at how it affects them as an individual and not how it affects us as a whole as a people. You heard the saying, divide and conquer. Well, what do you think a division of district is? That's division. That's how they conquer us, through divide and conquer. That's why they got these districts. If we so blind, we can't see the difference. That's all you got to do is just think back. Think back when we was at large. None of these problems did we have. Not one.
Well, like I say, Carl, we need to, these retirees, they need to get engaged. I mean, right now, I mean, we don't hear anything from the retirees. And like I say, we're fighting for the retirees to make them whole. So they need to come out and get engaged because they are going to be, they are a major component for our success, the success of the people in the future, which is our children and grandchildren, great-grandchildren.
Well, thanks for that call. We've got a couple more calls here.
Okay, thanks for taking the call.
Thank you.
Yep.
Hello, you on the air?
Mr. Carl, my man.
Hello, how you doing?
And your guest, your co-host. Yeah. You were the young lady mentioned about Donald Duck making his pressure go up.
Yeah.
Watching Donald Duck. Well, Mickey Mouse from Livonia does the same thing to most people in Detroit.
I have to agree with you.
Livonia Mickey Mouse. Color people are, and Mr. Bullock, Pastor Bullock brought this up, and I thought about that thing. Color people are scared of white folks. I'm convinced now. I'm up in age, and I've seen a lot of things: the improprieties, disparity, the segregation, racist, killer pig, court judges. The only reason that black folks go downtown is for evictions, foreclosures, pay taxes, go to jail, go to court, and go to the morgue. That's the only reason black folks go downtown in Detroit, our city. I want to ask you about this. You was going to talk about Duggan. Please give us the information on what that joker is doing behind cover. Duggan's been raping this city of the land and money since the 80s. The school board members, elected school board members, were giving him the contract money because we had a $3 billion a year budget on schools. They was giving, in the back room, they was giving Mickey Mouse, Livonia, all the contract money. He was giving to Bart Mello, Service Master, Oracles, you name it. He has stole at least $60 billion or more or more than that from black folks. The young lady, and you were talking about preventing high blood pressure. High blood pressure is serious, and you can't come off your medicine. I mean, most people can't come off medicine for 24 hours.
Yeah, well, I just explained to you a natural blood pressure, so you can come off the medication.
Yeah.
If you take a natural blood pressure formula, you won't need them pills.
And
well, you named cayenne pepper. What else?
Ginger, 2 parts ginger. 2 parts garlic, 1 part cayenne. What cayenne does, it speeds up the flow of your body because it's a natural blood thinner. It thins your blood, and then when your blood, it don't overthin your blood, it does it naturally. So your blood can flow. You know, just like water. When water gets cold, what it does? It freezes. Well, that's the same thing with a blood clot. When your blood gets cold, it develops a blood clot. It's just simple as that. And with that cayenne, it heats the blood up so it cannot develop a blood clot. It thins it out where it flows faster. And it speeds up whatever it is that you're taking. Whatever it is that you're taking, if you add cayenne to it, it speeds up the process.
So it's cayenne pepper, ginger, garlic, and what?
2 part cayenne, 2 part ginger, and 1 part. You got me mixed up now. It's 2 part cayenne. 2 part garlic, 2 part ginger, and 1 part cayenne. It's 1 part cayenne and 2 part ginger and 2 part garlic.
Oh, one other thing, the doctor there, our queen doctor, she has to give us that. Foods, the diet. You need to repeat decent food to eat when you have this problem. You know, food to eat, food not to eat.
You know, the food.
We know sugar and.
Well, definitely
is
sugar.
good.
You eliminate sugar. That you eliminate.
Yeah.
You eliminate different dyes like Kool-Aid. You know, red, blue, green, yellow, orange. You eliminate the dyes as well. That powder builds up. Gets on your kidneys. Polycystic kidney. They got all those different colored cysts all over it. So it's things we need to eliminate that we putting in there. The beans, the greens, that didn't hurt us. The fruit, that didn't hurt us. It's not something you got to buy. It's stuff we need to get rid of. Is the problem. We've added stuff to our diets that we should have never added. A lot of this plastics, look like pepperoni and a lot of other stuff, It looks hot when you're eating it, pizzas type stuff, and it gets in your system. It go back to the plastics they made it out of. So it's a lot of stuff we added that we need to get rid of. We added it.
Well, that pizza, you definitely need to get rid of that.
Okay, well.
You got a diet. Give us, a synopsis, Reader's Digest version, what to eat and what not,
One of the main things we should do, other than like fasting to get rid of stuff, we should start out with something simple like beans. I have to agree with the Muslim, the beans, some olive oil in the beans, some garlic up in the beans or onions, and be thankful and satisfied with that. Get that in your system, and you will watch your body start healing and getting and balancing out, and pressure will go down. And then the different salt, if you look at the different sugars and salt, especially the salt, the packs of salt, if you look at it, even Morton, you'll see dextrose, it's sugar in the salt. They've got potassium in there. That interferes with your heart. So you need to read these ingredients. You don't need anything with salt or the sea salt. You don't need anything added to that. But they got all this other stuff in there. That's the stuff your body can't use. It's powdered rock, powdered stone, all this calcium in the orange juice. They said we need it. Who said we need it? The scripture don't say it.
Orange juice too? Wait a minute.
Orange juice got that extra calcium in it. You don't need calcium in it. It's a rock. It's sand.
What about oranges?
Orange, yes. Not orange juice.
But no orange juice.
Unless you're going to squeeze it yourself.
Oh.
Read the bottle. Read the ingredients, what they got in it. They got concentrates. Juice concentrates. What is it concentrated from? We need to read the labels on the juice and stuff
Yeah.
we're buying. That's what's getting us in trouble, things we don't know about. And I have to agree with Carl, too.
Olive, you mentioned olive oil.
Oh, yes.
Is that really different than Crisco and that other oil?
Oh, yeah. That crystal stuff, that's man-made. Olive oil is from the olives.
No, but
Like Carl mentioned.
I mean all these different olive oils that the store be selling. What what?
It should read cold press and it should read extra virgin. Cold press and extra virgin. Both things should be on that bottle, and it should be in glass.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay, I guess we gotta discipline our. Look, Carl, people still don't know Duggan's record. Is those 10, 20 FBI investigations still hanging over Duggan's head, or are they gonna do him like they did Pimpin' Mac? The FBI investigated his daddy's Pimpin' Mac for 25 years, and Pimpin' Mac decided to die, and before they even indicted him or took him to court. They gonna do the same thing with this Mickey Mouse.
Well, I'm not.
You asked, I'll get off the phone.
I'm not for sure if they are or not. I know there still is an investigation going on, but people need to understand his history and need to know who they are dealing with. I talked about Malice Green last week, and the reason why I talked about that because it's very, very important to know who you're dealing with. He got sued twice, I believe, from the medical examiner Zaraki. Zaraki was the medical examiner. Zaraki. You can pull it up on the internet. It'll come up and it'll show you that Zaraki, he was a medical examiner, and myself and Hassan went down there and got a copy of the medical report, and the man's head was that big, twice as big, had swollen, and he said that was come from beating, trauma, and they was trying to get him to lie and cover up a murder by two police officers.
Duggan was trying to get him to lie.
Wait a minute, listen. They covered it. He covered it up. Tried to get Zaraki to cover it up by lying. This was murder. Two police officers, Busters and Nevers, murdered Malice Green, and he was trying to get him to cover it up. He did it a couple of times. I think Zaraki ended up suing him for over $2 million, and he won.
Right, that we had to pay.
So we had to.
But he earned it.
We have to.
Zaraki earned it, but we had.
We have to understand anybody that's diabolical, that wants to cover up a police murder. Well, then you have to be mindful of him. When he was over to the DMC, they got fined $30 million because they had all these utensils that was not sterilized. And the man's still out here. He should have been put under the jail with all the stuff he had done. The time, oh boy, this is the fastest off in the show business. We got one more call.
It was something like $150 or $100 million stolen on the Duggan's watch at DMC.
Okay, yeah. Well, I got to go now. I got one more call because we're down on time.
All right, bless you.
Thank you. Hello, you on the air.
Thank you for taking my call. I'm a diabetic. You said don't eat meat. What should I eat in the place of meat? I'm on the pill.
You on the what pill? Your blood pressure?
Diabetic pill.
Diabetic pill?
Not on insulin. But you say don't eat any meat. What can I eat for my protein?
You can eat fruit. That's what I eat. I eat fruit. I eat a little chicken, and some fish.
Bread.
Bread.
Okay.
It's you don't you don't just have to have meat. I used to think that too, because I was a meat. I liked meat, but I never did really eat that much meat. A little beef, but
I thought we needed it for protein.
you
That's
got
why
other
I
things.
was.
Do your research. You got a lot of other things that you can get your protein from. You don't
Okay.
necessarily have to have meat. You can, different vegetables that you get. You got your green vegetables and
Nuts.
Oh, okay.
there's a lot of things.
Thank
you
you
can
so
get protein
much.
from.
Thank you for taking my call.
Oh, you're welcome. Oh, this time just goes by, and when you're having fun, I guess it just flies. But it's a lot of things that we need to know, and we're going to continue to bring it to you as far as our health is concerned, because these things are very, very important, and a lot of them is just simple.
Simple. Keep it simple.
Like Gloria always says, it's not what we need to add, it's some things that we need to eliminate. And if we eliminate a lot of this stuff that's causing our problem, we wouldn't have to worry about our health. So this is the fastest hour in show business, as my dear friend, late friend Hassan would say. And until next week, see ya.
Be blessed.